When a business owner comes to me after working with another developer, a lot will say their app is 90% done and just needs some fine-tuning. It's more like their app is 90% bugs and the codebase looks like pasta. Oh, what's that? You've already blown through half your budget? Into the app graveyard you go. If you don't want to be like them, keep watching. I'll be sharing two real-life stories. One of the past sort of client, one of a current client. Both have two things in common. Both initially hired another agency at first. Both had terrible experiences that cost them a ton of time and money. And then they came to me all bruised and battered. One big difference between them: the first client never got their app off the ground, but the second has bounced back and they're doing better now. The worst part, both suffered for nothing. Both made easily avoidable mistakes. So many businesses going into app development do this. They keep falling into holes that should be obvious from a mile away. I'm sharing these two stories so you can learn from mistakes without having to make them first. Here's story number one. Story number one, the Indonesian nightmare. Strictly speaking, this one isn't a client because they call it quit once they found out just how bad things were. They came to us after their previous developers bent them over a table and just went to town. No loop, their backs looked like mashed potatoes. And I always feel bad when I hear stuff like this. But they should have seen it coming. They committed the most common and deadly mistake in app development: hiring Indonesians. I'm joking. I got nothing but love for my Indonesian brothers and sisters. Ayam Penyet is the bomb. It just so happens that the bad experience in this story involves developers from Indonesia. I don't care what country you're from, a good developer is a good developer. A bad developer is a bad developer, and these were bad developers. So back to the story. This business owner shopped around at different agencies to build their online tuition matching platform. They were getting quoted over $100,000 from pretty much everyone, except for one agency, who offered to do it for $60,000. Your spidey senses should be tingling. There's no free lunch. You pay in money or you pay in tears. But the business owner went, "Oh hey, what a deal!" They paid in tears. This agency's team of developers was an offshore team entirely based in Indonesia. By itself, that's a complete non-issue. I have a developer from Indonesia working on my team full-time. But what were issues? Included being forced to attend midnight meetings, zero client-facing communication and task management tools, tons of bugs and bug fixes that caused more bugs. The midnight meetings made no sense, by the way. They were only one time zone away. For some reason, that's when the developers wanted to work. See, good teams don't cause problems, so it doesn't matter where they're based. Bad teams do cause problems, and unless you work in the same office, there's nothing you can do. When you go for cost saving over everything else, this is what you get. An agency that also puts cost saving over everything because their margins are so thin. So they will hire developers willing to work for almost nothing. Imagine a working environment where the developers hate their job and spend most of their time applying to other companies. The business owner stuck with them for a year, said bye-bye to $60,000, and all they had to show for it was a bug-filled app that couldn't be launched. When they approached us and we took a look at the code base, we thought it was salvageable. Like, it wasn't the worst we've seen, but it was still pretty bad. But they were either too burnt out or didn't have the fun. They didn't want to proceed. Their app has never been launched. This business owner fell into a hole and couldn't climb back out. That's why you don't want to learn this way. Don't learn from your mistakes, learn from theirs. Takeaways: research your development firm. Never sacrifice quality for cost saving or you'll end up with neither. The sooner you fire a bad developer, the better. I'm happy to share this next story because the client fell into a hole, climbed back out, and they're now doing better than ever once they found their perfect developer. Speaking of which, my team and I at Upside Studio help non-technical entrepreneurs grow past $5 to $10 million in annual revenue with custom software. We've worked with over 30 leading brands across industries. These businesses were stuck where no ready-made solution on the market solved their problem. To continue growing, they had to make their own solution. If your business is also currently stuck at this 5 to 10 million level and you want to explore custom solutions, let me help. There's a link in the description to sign up for a free, no strings attached strategy session. We'll dissect your current constraint together and you get an honest opinion about whether custom software is your answer. And if yes, we decide if we can work together. If it's not, you just save yourself from a very big investment with no ROI. Apply through the link and we'll be in touch. I'm only taking 3 of these calls per month and it's first come, first serve. So if you want to work with me, apply now. Back to the video. Story number 2, the non-profit nightmare. In November 2023, a US-based non-profit organization got in touch with us after issues with their app and website developers. I've covered this story indirectly in another video called 8 Red Flags to Fire Your Developers. All 8 red flags were from this one developer. It's incredible, but not in a good way. It's like some granny falls down the stairs and break 40 different bones in their body, and it's incredible that they're not dead. There's no such thing as a perfect developer. I know you're thinking, but Adrian, you're the perfect developer. You're right, I am the perfect developer, but I'm still not perfect. So it's normal for every developer to have a weakness or two. But this was the first time I've ever heard that one developer showing all the red flags. It's like a damn communist party meeting. Terrible communication, app performance issues, design that didn't match mockups, more bugs than they could count, app and website didn't sync, terrible code base, and features weren't even coded properly. Imagine this, the database had over 100 items, but the developers built the search filter to only search for the first 10 items fetched, no matter what. It was a mess. My team and I were amazed. We felt like we were witnessing one of those Formula 1 accidents where 15 cars smash into each other and explode. How? How could an agency take money and deliver this? So they charge half the market rate. You expect half the market quality, right? But nope, what they delivered was exquisitely. So again, we were like, how? We did some digging and then we were like, we think we know why. The founder of this app agency was a film producer with no record of ever being a developer. If I had to guess, he probably hired someone to build him an app, saw how much money was in it and decided he could offer it too. I'm not saying the boss has to be the one doing the coding, but the best leaders will have actual hands-on experience. They know what it's like to be a developer, so they can hire them and lead them. So you don't get bullshits like this where the agency just hires a remote team in another country to do the hard work. Never mind that they probably don't know how to judge the quality of the work or oversee the team. When my clients came to us, they said their app was 90% done. We've heard that before. No, it's not. We knew things weren't that simple. Fixing one bug created 5 more and the app was so slow it was basically unusable. The codebase was not scalable. When we say a codebase or an app is scalable, it means it can handle a growing user base and new features and more complex features without breaking. It means you can easily add new code on top of the old code and everything works as it should. If a codebase is not scalable, that means when you add new stuff, the old stuff stops working and the whole app can stop working. And then you're faced with a choice. I can take some digital duct tape and force this new code to work now. A quick fix, but in the future, if I try to add stuff again, I'll face the same problem and one day, no amount of duct tape will hold it together. Second option is I throw it all away and start building it from scratch properly. It feels like lost progress, but once I build back to this state, everything moving forward is so much better, I will never need duct tape. Of course, experienced developers don't get into this mess in the first place. You'll see this with inexperienced or disjointed teams. They focus too much on building what's on their plate right now, not thinking about the whole picture. And that's what happened to this client of mine. New features just added more problems on top of an already broken base. We gave them 2 options. We could fix things here and there, but that wouldn't solve the root problem. Or we could rebuild the app, making sure it was scalable and maintainable in the long term. They chose the second option and we got to work. Our devs started building a new codebase and even adding new features along the way. We also worked closely with them to redesign the app and website. The result? Their app is now doing better than ever and they couldn't be happier. And on my end, I'm proud of myself and my team at how we handled this client and all other clients nowadays. We're not your employees. We are your advisors and consultants, right? The final decision will always be yours, but it's our responsibility not to sell you false hope. It's also our responsibility to make sure you know what your options are and the expected outcomes. Good job, Adrian. Takeaways. If you can afford it, rebuilding a non-scalable code base is always the better choice. It's a painful choice either way, but if you're in it for the long haul, a bad code base will never stop causing problems. It's like a snowball rolling downhill. It grows and grows, and the longer you wait to deal with it, the harder it will be. So the best time to rebuild is always as soon as possible. The end. I would like you to watch this video where I break down how to take an app from zero to launch in 12 weeks. How to plan, execute, monitor, and adapt to put something in the hands of users as soon as possible. But first, guys, please subscribe, leave a comment, and hit the thumbs up. You're not just helping me, but other entrepreneurs and business owners just like you. Because that's how we get this message out to those who benefit from it. I want to help non-tech entrepreneurs get their apps launched efficiently, cost-effectively, and without tearing their hair out. Even in the best case scenario, software development is a brutal game. The last thing you want to do is dumb shit like hiring a film producer as developers. The more people see this video, the more people we get to help from making these mistakes. So please subscribe, like this video, leave a comment, and YouTube will spread this message like peanut butter far and wide. Now let's get you ready to launch your app in 12 weeks. Cheers guys!